Welcome back, my royal disciples, to my next dubbed anime review, and I have with me Canaanite and Simply Stimpy.
Fuck off.
And and this dubbed anime review, we will be reviewing Sekirei. Alright, and we come to our first category, which is the soundtrack. I, for one, enjoyed the soundtrack. The only complaint I have with the openings is that out of all the animes I've watched, this one gives the most away in its opening. Like lots of them give bits and pieces away, but if you watch the second season intro, it literally takes away all there's no surprise in the anime itself. You literally can tell what everything's gonna happen through just the
there's
opening.
A building destroyed right there. I wonder which one it is.
It just gives it all away. Like the soundtrack and the music itself was awesome. It's just the openings gave too much away. They didn't need. They could have just had battle scenes or something going on. But for me, the soundtrack was overall good. A good soundtrack, but the openings they shouldn't have made them the way they should. What about you guys?
I wasn't a fan of the openings, really. I mean, can't say I wasn't a fan of the openings. I liked the openings, but they weren't great. Like song-wise, I thought they were okay.
Song-wise, you gonna criticize the songs?
Yeah.
Why? Because I said I love the songs?
No, I've always not been I've been on the fence about them. They're okay. They're not that great.
I think they're catchy. It's really entertaining. I like the
They're
soundtrack
catchy,
itself, but I just don't like the opening.
Just for the record, I prefer the second season intro. I think it's probably my second favorite theme song, second to Angel Beats. But
that would suck too. I'm kidding.
But yeah, I love the theme song for this anime. You know, and the soundtrack in general. It's good music. You know, I think the theme songs supersede the rest of the music in the anime.
It fits the anime. I just hate that it gives it away.
Yeah, as far as the visuals go, it definitely gives way too much away. Which there are a lot of other animes that give a lot away, and I've mentioned that to both these guys when we watched a lot of them, and a lot of times it's frustrating because it totally takes away that element of surprise.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's almost like you wonder what they were thinking. Like, were they just thinking that it wouldn't be a big deal, that people wouldn't care?
They won't notice.
Yeah, you know, or they'd be too distracted by the fantastic music. But
the iffy music.
By the fantastic music.
Iffy.
Fantastic music.
Well, my rating towards the soundtrack, I will give it I'll give it a B minus. B minus.
I'm gonna give mine a C.
I'm gonna give mine a B plus.
I expected an A minus actually from you, huh? Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I thought the only negative thing you would have said about it was what I said, is that it gave too much away, which is why I thought you'd go.
Maybe that played a big part in it.
I guess.
Hold on.
Or maybe it's just because the music was iffy.
One of Matt's famous changes.
This is only the second time this has happened.
It's a 3+.
Yes. 3+. Go with. Fuck it. I'm gonna be nice. I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna go with a freaking A. Not an A minus, an A. Straight up.
Minus now.
I was about to throw down, but cooler heads prevail.
Alright. Alright, and our next category is characters. I, for one thing, it was the best aspect of this anime because it had so many. There was 108 Sekireis, so I mean, tons of characters, and they all were different, which was the great thing about this anime. But for the people that weren't Sekireis, a lot of them weren't that interesting. I didn't really like too many people that weren't Sekireis. Oh, yeah. But for the characters pretty much just make this anime. Like the last anime before, just make this anime. Like Rosario Vampire, it's all characters, pretty much. That was like the main category, like this anime itself. Everything else pales in comparison to the characters for this anime to me. I'm not saying the other categories are bad, I'm just saying the characters are overall the best part of the anime itself. But what did you guys think?
I agree. I think the characters were probably the best part of the whole thing. Especially when they introduced Matsu, that just made the whole thing that much better.
His favorite character is Matsu. Mine was number 9, Skumi. And what was yours? 2?
Yeah, mine was 2.
Oh.
She's better than everybody else.
Oh, it's because you like redhead. I like redheads as much as the next guy, but I wasn't.
Not as much as this guy.
I wasn't as crazy for this redhead as you were.
Yeah, my favorite was probably Katasuba. She was number 4, the number 4 Sekirei. But
it's a worse number than 2.
It's a higher number than 2, a greater number.
2's actually stronger.
4 is actually more
The
powerful.
lower the number, the more powerful.
No.
That's not entirely true.
Oh, it's true.
They all have a different. They're all powerful in a different way, which makes it more. If it was all like the number 1 was the best, or like the lowest number was
But why
the
does
best.
he have to be indifferent? Fuck this kid.
If the lowest number was the best,
What
and
the hell, man?
Don't you knock away my fist bump.
enough. Anyway, if the lowest number was the best, then there'd be no points of the whole battle to begin with.
Not really, because number 1's out anyway.
Yeah. So then number 2 would be the next winner. Then apparently.
Damn right.
So then, yeah, shut up. That makes no sense.
You gotta look at it. 4 is more. There's more 4 than there would be with 2. 2 is just 2. 4 is 4.
How about this? 4's a whore.
2 is a Jew.
Hey,
How's
I'm
that?
fine with that.
Oh.
It's better than being a whore.
Better than being
But anyway, I love
That's
Skumi.
bad talk.
cooked.
Skumi's personality was the best. The way she talked, the way she acted towards everything. Even if she was angry, she was shy, or she was confident, she was always the best. Thy swine, I shall behead thee! And destroy. The way she talks and everything is amazing. It's fantastic. Best character by far in this anime, in my opinion. But I will give my rating towards the characters an A. I'll just give it an A overall.
Yeah, I loved how Matsu was just like, yeah, I don't even need to fight over this guy because I know I'm gonna end up with him anyway. That was pretty fucking. I thought that was pretty awesome. She didn't need to get involved in that shit. But yeah, I'll agree. Hey.
Yeah, I mostly agree. You know, the characters were probably the strongest part of this anime, aside from the music. But you know, the characters were very unique, and that's what I really look for in an anime. You know, when you have that with a lot of other animes like Angel Beats and Heaven's Lost Property and animes like that, where you have a big number of people, big number of characters, and they're each their own individuals. They're each very unique in their own way. And you're able to love them for their own things, you know, for their own characteristics. And it really helps the story move along, and really helps the anime overall. So I think for the characters, I'll probably go with an A-.
It's relatively fair. I like that.
So we just disagree on favorite characters, but our ranking towards the characters was relatively the same.
Yeah, because 4's a whore.
But everybody has. I'm pretty sure out of 108 Sekireis, everybody's got their favorite. So.
2's and Jew, and they're gonna get cooked in stew.
And that's just prejudice, man.
Well, for me,
That's messed up.
I don't
This
like.
kid's a Nazi.
I don't like blondes. You guys know me and blondes. I'm not a blonde fan.
Now who's the Nazi?
And also, I have a fear of water, so it was very strange for me to like this character as much as I did. It's just the way she talked and the way she acted that made up for the fact that she had water powers and she was blonde. She wasn't like a dumb blonde. She was just a thick-headed, like, if anything, confident, like, over-cocky at some points. But still.
Her dialogue was hilarious.
I know.
Yeah.
Alright, and we come to our story category. And now for me, the story was interesting, but it had a lot of holes in it. Like I said, it always seemed like the story is pretty much this, the game master, Mikako, is that how you, Minaka, the game master. I just call him the game master. There's too many M names in this anime for me to remember all of them.
There's too many M names in all anime.
That's not true. Wait, what other anime?
There are a lot of M names.
Like what?
I've noticed in my head. I don't know any of
Alright,
them.
the
but
Game
I know
Master.
there are a lot
Again,
of them.
his
guy-
photographic
The
memory.
game master, when he's in college, he's just going out on this journey trying to find stuff with what the main character's mother, and he finds this alien spaceship.
Or Minato.
Minato's mother, yeah,
Right,
Minato's
that's
mother. But he goes out and finds this alien or unknown spaceship that crash lands, well, assuming it crash landed, and it's filled with pods that have the Sekireis in them. There's 108 different Sekireis, and I don't think their purpose was to have a war between themselves. I don't know what their actual purpose was, never really specified, but he uses them as a love story of the ages for them to all fight between each other, and the last one standing gets to be with the chosen one, their Ashikabi. Their Ashikabi is pretty much their master. It's weird how each master can have multiple Sekireis when only one can survive. That makes it even harder, I would seem. But I feel like they would do something different if this anime actually had an ending. But I'm not going to get to the ending category yet. But for me, the story had a lot of holes in it. It feel like the lowest number one of the lowest numbers would always win, and they had a lot of like cannon fodder Sekireis that were just like there was nothing special about them really. They had like some of the dumbest things.
They would introduce these characters and make it seem like they were going to be in it for a while and then just kill them off.
I mean, I expected that, but it just feels like that. I feel like they have more of a fighting chance. A lot of them felt like 80% of them around there had like no chance at all of winning, it seems.
Yeah, that was one thing that kind of got on my nerves, was that there were just so many of them that just got kind of obliterated
they
right
just
away.
sucked.
Yeah. And they would kind of build them up like they were going to, be badass, and then they're just fucked. Really quickly. Round one knockout.
Well, that's what it is. They got to fight to the death, but it just seems like a lot of them you already know are going to lose because there's a lot more powerful ones. Which I like that they're all different, but a lot of them aren't different in really a good way, like a way that'll actually help them win. But for me, the story, it was missing a lot, and it felt like in the end it didn't really matter if only one person could survive this whole thing. Why have all these characters if one can win? But I don't know where they would take it because there wasn't an actual ending. But anyway, for the story, I'm going to give it an overall rating of a C. I'm going to lowball a C, and that's a blue C. But
way to go.
Black and blue.
Black and blue, that was my word.
It's a bruise. It's a bruised C. That's how you feeling.
About the story. It just needed more. It was lacking in certain ways. Like the story was bad, but the characters were good, in my book.
I'm going to go a little bit higher with a B-. Simply for originality.
Yeah, it was original, interesting. It's also very panty flashing, and it's like
That's not part of the story, though. I mean, that's just kind of.
As soon as you see this anime, you're just like boobs.
Yeah, that's your first impression of the whole thing.
Boobs. It's just okay. I mean, it's funny, enjoyable to watch, still, nonetheless.
I think it's going to be a rare moment right now that I'm actually going to agree with Darren on his rating. The story was good, but there was a lot that hurt it for me. There definitely were a lot of holes in it, and I did agree with most of his points. I think overall for the story, I'd have to go with a solid C. Just pretty much average.
Average. It was just lacking a lot in certain aspects.
The characters helped it.
Yeah.
But
if all the characters were dull and a lot of them were weak, the story probably would have been worse, and the characters would have been worse too. All the categories would have went down.
Yeah.
Except for the soundtrack.
Yeah, the sound.
Oh no, the soundtrack sucked regardless.
No, that gets an A. Every time.
Alright, and we come to our ending and final rating category. Now, it's kind of troubling with this anime because it really felt like they were going to make a third season, and they might still make a third season. Who knows? If there is, there might be an updated version of this review. But, I mean, it wasn't really an ending. There was no ending to speak of, because it didn't end.
I mean, they kind of played it off as if it wasn't ending at first, but then they had, who was it, Minika at the end just being like, okay, well, it's not over.
I got this secret gem thing here. I don't know what it does. But
all of a sudden, he's I'm not going to explain what's going on, but something's going to happen. This is just the start.
Yeah, they kind of did what a lot of writers for these animes seem to do a lot of times. Like when they don't know if they're going to be coming back with another season, they'll try and have it both ways, and they'll try and have like an ending, a satisfying ending, yet also leave it open.
And also, I feel like
they left it a bit too open, though. I think
it was very open, but I don't know what to expect the ending would be. I feel like it would either be everybody dies and there's one sole survivor, but that would be like bad.
No, I think they would end up just killing Minika.
That's what I thought too. It'd either be one or the other. I don't know where it would go, but There wasn't really much of an ending, and since it left it so open, I don't know how much of a good rating I can give to it. It's not really.
It's rough.
Final rating,
Yeah,
I guess.
what the hell?
But any other final thoughts you guys have on towards the ending and final rating?
No, I thought the ending was pretty average. You know, I didn't think it was anything spectacular.
There's 2 seasons. Felt like there was going to be a third. There wasn't really much of an ending.
There should have been a third, honestly. When you told me that there wasn't when I first watched it, I was pissed. You remember that? I was just like, there's no fucking way. And I was like, oh my god.
It was made like, season 2 was made like 5-6 years ago. So I mean, like,
so they're probably not making
it's gonna pull imagine it pulls a Toy Story. It's just like 10 years later, we finally built the tower back. We get to the next season.
Yeah, it's like the longer they wait, though, the less likely it's gonna be that they're gonna continue it.
But imagine how weird that'd be. Everybody's 10 years older. Like, he's 29 now.
Yeah.
The battle's still going on. We couldn't continue because the tower wasn't built yet, and he's still he's in space floating around.
But for 10 years, probably should have died, but
he ran out of food. But my ending and final rating category will bring this whole conclusion. I'll give it a C+ altogether for my rating towards it. What about you guys?
for mine, since I like the anime in its entirety except for the soundtrack, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll give it a. I'm gonna agree with the other one. B-.
Yeah, as for me, overall, it was a decent anime. You know, I think in the end, you know, none of the ratings for the characters, the story, or the ending, or my final rating are gonna come anywhere near close to the quality of the soundtrack. But I think overall, I'm gonna have to go with. I think I'm gonna have to go with a C. You know, pretty much an average anime. You know, really the strongest and most memorable aspect of this would definitely be the music and the theme songs.
Yeah, because the A stands for awful, right?
No, the A stands for awesome.
And it's just like the story and the ending.
Fucking bastard.
It's just like for me, the two things in anime.
Yeah, fucking just go.
All right, no arguments yet right now. Take a seat. Come on. Let's wrap this up. But for me, the two things that an anime needs to be great. It doesn't need the soundtrack. It's an important thing and it keeps you more into the anime. It doesn't necessarily need to be the story. It needs a decent story. But it just doesn't need to have a lot of holes in it like this one did. For me, my favorite categories of all this would probably be the characters and the ending categories. And it broke even with me. Good characters, but no ending. So it just brought it down to an average overall rating for me. So
I agree.
it's not much else I can really say about it. I recommend watching the anime. It's totally enjoyable and fun. It's a fun anime to watch. It's just like if
you're gonna be pissed at the ending.
If you really think about it, it's just like what the hell, huh? But I don't know, any final.
Overall, you know, decent anime, I think worth the watch. You know, if anything, I think you'll come out of it, you know, with a brand new song.
Usually we talk more about the ending.
I think if anything, you'll come out with it with a brand new song to add to your iTunes library. You know,
only if you like shitty music. You probably like The Fray too, don't you?
No, I don't like The Fray. Who do you like?
Oh, you know who he likes? He likes Coldplay.
You goddamn right I love Coldplay. Who do you like? Stephen Lynch?
This is what happens when there's no ending.
Yeah, well, I had a gay uncle one time and he was gay. Yeah, that's your music, right? That's your top 40 hit, huh?
Top 40 hit? He never had any hits.
Yeah, you goddamn right he didn't have any hits. Oh. Jesus Christ.
You know something? Fucking queer music like Coldplay.
No, shut up.
There we go.
Listen to me.
I'm getting real sick of both your shit.
I've been putting up with your shit all fucking summer. And you know what? And I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it. You know, you've been like a fucking woodpecker. You've been pecking in my fucking head all goddamn summer. And you're really starting to get on my fucking nerves. And I'm kind of sick of it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's what I'm here for. Just,
you know,
peck away.
You know, I've been here out of courtesy to my good friend, Darren Cassidy.
There you go. You can't even remember his last name. How good of a friend are you?
I don't even know your
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Nobody knows your name. Nobody remembers your name. Simply Stumpy over here.
Stimpy.
Stumpy.
Stimpy.
Stumpy.
What is, nobody even knows how to pronounce this. They're like, Can-E-Night?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Stimpy. Look at that. It looks like friggin' the guy from friggin' The Ringer wrote it. Look at that. That's Canaanite. In all capital letters.
Yeah, you worship a tall fucking Down syndrome wrestler.
Who do you? I don't worship anybody. I worship me. Look at who do you worship? Stimpy.
Yeah, damn right. That's me.
Yeah.
I worship my damn self.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just a tall Down syndrome guy who likes
A
fire.
little midget with a square head.
What?
Goddamn right.
Midget with a square head. What the hell are you talking about?
That's right. That's you.
How am I a midget with a square head?
Look at this. Come on. Come on.
Can you both shut the fuck up?
I'll go get a box right now.
Go ahead.
This is what Please, next anime, have an ending. This is what happens.
Look at this. This'll do. Look at that. Look at that. That's his head right there. Tell me I'm wrong.
Out of here. You fucking.
You push it out of my hand. You understand? I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry, but this has to be said. You're really fucking pissing me off. I've been putting up with this shit
That's
all
what I'm
summer.
here for.
I've been putting up with this shit all summer. Because I care about him.
Care about him? Who does that?
And I care because I care about them. Not for you. I didn't do anything for you. Because you know what you are? You're an ungrateful son of a bitch. That's what you are.
Who keeps just pecking away?
You know what? I'm gonna do a little pecking on my own.
Oh, hey.
Put your hands on me, alright?
Hey.
Listen to me, alright? Hey, I didn't bring it to that level. You did.
Technically, you did. You mentioned the pecking and started going all
You
crazy.
wanna peck in my head? I didn't peck in your head. Now I'm pecking on your head.
You know what?
You know what? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Get that fucking marker out of my face.
That's right.
You wanna play, huh? You wanna play?
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I'll go there.
Don't back up towards me.
Let's get crazy. Come on. Let's get crazy. Come on.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this dubbed anime review of Sekirei. I have to take my friend to the hospital now, and I will leave links in the description to Canaanite and Simply Stimpy. Check them out, they're awesome, and I'll see you guys. What are you doing? What the fuck?
You wanna play now? You wanna play now?
Stop!